why they have been put in this position for such a long period of time, for 360 years of slavery and another 100 years of semi-slavery.
Exactly.
And that's what we're going to be talking about on the Powernomics channel. And what I call connecting the dots is bringing about some understanding as well as facts about why Black folk have been suffering for so long in this country, have been abused, misused, and ignored, why they've never been able to acquire any significant amount of property, resource, privileges, and rights that all other people were given just by entering the country as immigrants.
Bro, this dude's intelligent. That's exactly what I am excited. I am truly excited. Man, this dude, I'm in for a treat, I promise. Hello, everybody. It's me, Howard Thinking. I just want to add a bit of an intro to this collection of reactions on one of my past streams. Dr. Claud Anderson is a brilliant mind fighting for the advancement of Black people in the United States. In this video, you will see my reaction to a speech he presented to an audience. I strongly recommend everyone to watch this speech in its entirety on his own channel so you don't miss what I didn't include. So please enjoy, and I'll reply to any comments to the best of my ability.
Everybody has exploited, misused, and enriched themselves off of Black folk.
Big facts.
So I said to myself, I got to do something. And the first thing that I said I was going to do, when I looked around, I saw a picture of a praying Black slave. And what he was saying is that he said, I pray that one day there shall rise among my people a warrior who would know our suffering and would be able to fight our battles. Well, I'm here. I might not be that warrior, but I am going to try to fight Black folks' battles.
We're going to be that warrior. That's what this is about. The millennials, our job is to take what was take the previous generations morals and values and ethics, because they are useful, they are valuable, and then instill them into the up and coming generation. Because without us, right, without the millennials, the Generation Z is just going to be a generation of pale paupers, and we have to stop that.
And all the institutions jumped in, and all the nations in this country jumped in to justify slavery, enslaving the Black folk. And so the religious institutions said, well, we have to base it on something. Mm-hmm. So they said, let's base it on Bible, on biblical principles. Saying the Bible that the blacks were offshoot of Ham, so therefore God had decreed.
Offshoot of Ham. Yeah, that's, oh boy. So they call us Ham. In case y'all may not understand what he means by offshoots of Ham. In the Bible, people didn't identify by nationalities, right? They identified by the bloodlines. They took us from Africa, right, and slapped the identity on us. But with them just calling us Ham, it justified them essentially putting us into slavery. There's a lot of I know a lot of people like to try to weaponize the teachings of the Bible to say, oh, this stuff is Christianity is a sham, and they use this stuff to keep Black people in chains and keep Black people subservient to white people. But what a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of those teachings that pertain to slavery wasn't for those slave owners. The instructions for slave masters directed to slaves was for the Jews and Israelites, right? It wasn't for white people being Gentiles.
An assertion of socialistic or communistic principles, is it?
No. See, the basis of the book is saying that Black people's future is in their past. You have to understand it. And secondly, from my perspective, see, I've never had any inclinations towards socialism, nationalism, any other ism. My only ism is Blackism. And this is the perspective that I want Black folk, I see myself as an empowerment.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, bro. The reason I agree with him, right? The reason I agree with that statement is because no matter what you drop Black people into, we're gonna have to find we're not in charge of the decision making. You know what I'm saying? That's just not the case. But what we're gonna have to do is navigate in these systems, because I know that there's a lot of people on YouTube that's complaining about capitalism, that's complaining about the patriarchy, that's complaining about politics. It's like, yo, bro, we're gonna, no matter what's going on in the world or in America, Black people are gonna have to navigate that. We're gonna have to do what we have to do, no matter who has something to say about it, to make it out alive, man. So if we're gonna do if we're gonna do capitalism today, and tomorrow we wake up and do socialism, we're gonna have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So what he just said, I'm not about capitalism. No, we're about blackism.
Right.
We got to get away from civil rights because that's not the major issue. Civil rights won't give you any power. Neither will integration because black.
Oh, this dude is so intelligent, bro. Bro, God, who tricked us like this? Who tricked us like this? Yo, we don't need civil rights. We don't need integration. We don't need any of that stuff when we have power. Bro, Jewish people didn't have it. Jewish people didn't have this fucking problem. Where money and power comes respect. They were gonna respect us regardless. If black people were as focused as Jewish people were and gained a semblance of a stronghold and American capitalistic society as they did, we would not need these "I have a dream" speeches, freedom fighting, and all this other. I'm not saying it's. I'm not gonna say it's like that stuff wasn't useful, right? I'm just saying that if we had instilled what this man is talking about generations ago, it wouldn't have been a problem. We would have been respected, and if they didn't respect us, there will be ramifications for that. I mean, look again. I bring up the Jewish people quite a bit, but they are the perfect example of this. If something like it got to the point where you can just you can't even mention, like y'all heard Dave Chappelle stand up. You can't say the Jews, right? You can't do that because if you do that, there will be ramifications for that, right? So if black people if the roles were reversed between black people and Jewish people, you want to be able to say the and blacks without getting in trouble. You see how that works? That's power. That's respect. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all this he's gonna tell you. Dr. Anderson is gonna tell you this stuff would have been unnecessary if we had focused on the economic side more so than this popular democratic way of well, I'm not democratic, but liberal way of attaining respect. I mean, for me, it sounds like I'm sorry, it sounds like we're begging for respect when we could literally just stay focused and I don't want to say earn it, but that's like the easiest way of saying it. Earn the respect.
There's a basic rule in economics which says you must spend your money in your community and make it bounce 8 to 12 times before it leaves. Black money never bounced one time. Black folk have approximately $300 billion passing through our hands annually. Right. That money doesn't even bounce in our communities.
I remember this conversation being had with somebody, and they said, "Hey, if reparations were to hit, were to arrive to black people, we're gonna have to. That money is gonna have to bounce within us, within the community, at least 5 times, and then it reaches other cultures. You know what I'm saying? We have to make full use of the currency that we're given from other cultures, in order to. I mean, it's all part of this financial literacy thing. We have to extract as much use and resource from the currency that's given to us as humanly possible. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was so pissed off about this Black Lives Matter situation. Was it $90 million? I have to go back and check. I believe it was $90 million that was given to us from all these different types of corporations and stuff like that, just for it to just be squandered by some Patrice Cullors and her wife buying $1 million homes and stuff like that. You know, that money. No, we don't buy mansions with money that's given to us as essentially as a gift. You know what I'm saying? That money was supposed to be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who built those mansions. I pray there was black people that built those mansions. That they paid black people to, at the very least, they paid black people to build those mansions. Probably didn't, right? But, bro, you can't just get that large sum of money and then just and nothing gets built from it. Nothing substantial gets built from it. Like without rebuilding the foundation, right? All of us individually, without rebuilding our mental foundation, we're gonna make the exact same mistake Patrice Cullors and the rest of the BLM movement made when receiving that large sum of money. You know what I'm saying?
And integrate killed us for a number of reasons.
Right.
I'll try to get these points in
Okay,
very quickly.
go ahead.
One, first of all, integration is nothing but a new modified form of segregation. Only thing now,
A new modified form of segregation.
you've broken your people down to a smaller unit, and you defied the first premise of power, which is you no longer have numerical power. Now you're in little small groups all around large urban areas. That's point one that's going to knock our brains out. Point two is that the white society maintains what we call a racial balance, or what we call a tipping point, which says that I will accept black folk primarily at 0, but I would tolerate them anywhere from up to 5 to 8% of any given population. But the minute they cross that 5 to 8% population, it is no longer integration, it's now invasion, and I must take action against it. So I'll either take my kids out of school, put my house up for sale, move my business to the suburbs, or I will resign from the organization, okay? Because I'm not going to let him get that.
Is that why they did that? Is that why when the brothers move in, when black folks move in, white people move out?
Out of a possible 150 so-called insurrections or revolts, slave revolts, a black person squealed in every one of them.
Whoa.
Okay, and he was rewarded for squealing on blacks. That's where you get the crabbing in the black
Which is
society.
why there was
So, are you
virtually never a
serious?
successful black
That's
They
right.
was paying
Yeah,
black people to
and
snitch on each other?
That kind of a system was never used against any other group in this country.
I
No
swear
other
it
group,
wasn't.
Chinese, Hispanics, or any other group.
Well, you make a strong case.
This is crazy. They had a white code, and that's exactly what black people need to put together. And I know so many people get the going, shooting off the hip, talking about, we can't be doing this stuff. The white people is evil. It's racism. It's like, yo. We're gonna have to instill some codes. We're gonna have to instill some ethics. We're gonna have to do some things that's gonna be deemed questionable to other groups of people, and they're gonna call us racist for doing that. They're not gonna like us for implementing some of the strategies that we're gonna need to implement to just strive for equal footing in the society.